think ICE went rogue? No, ICE is the United States. ICE is the format. Every disaster this country has ever faced, it doesn't heal. It just builds another arm of control, and ICE is the most recent mass. Let's look at 1927. Mississippi drowned, 700,000 displaced. Refugees weren't even citizens anymore. They were fenced, sorted, segregated, and guarded with rifles. Relief spelled as surveillance. Let's look at 1930s. The Dust Bowl hits, right? 2 million starving off the plains. But guess what California does? They roadblock the entire border, stopping Americans at state lines. Migrant families were branded as criminals, and strikes were broken by the guard. Hunger renamed invasion. Let's even go 10 more years. Let's do 10 more years. World War II. Internment camps, whole populations vanished behind barbed wire. The lesson was super clear. The lesson was extremely obvious. Collapse a group, call them a suspect, and then manage them like cargo. The Cold War only did it again. Refugees equals insurgent. Every crossing was reframed as a security threat. Immigration bureaucracy was just militarized. That's all it was. That's all it was. Movement was mapped like a battlefield. And guess where did it appear next? Guess where did it appear next? Katrina. Black New Orleans, right? They were displaced immediately, not relief, just sheer repression, shoot to kill orders, Blackwater contracts in the streets, survival strictly criminalized, and then Homeland Security arrives. Do you see how often this happens? I stamped on the door. And he wasn't born in 2003. It was the old fraud wearing a new name, because the government does not solve collapse. That is not what it's here to do. It feeds on collapse. Every storm, every flood, every blackout, every drought, whatever you want. It's just an opportunity to invent another agency, to expand another police budget, to hand another contract to corporations. Relief becomes control. Security becomes profit. Displacement becomes a crime. That's the operating system. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I really am. That's the United States. ICE is not a glitch. ICE is not a glitch. I'm tired of people acting like this is not what Democrats want. It's the update. That's what it is. So don't say ICE went too far. Say this. ICE is exactly how America works. Exactly. It's exactly how it works. A disaster happens, a new mass forms, and the fraud continues. That's exactly how it works. This shit is not something new. It happens over and over with every agency. Actually, that's the format I want you to think in. So any disaster, you could track that immediately to a control apparatus. And I think that's what we need to spend time looking at. The spine of this thing, right? Instead of bickering over what side we're on.